We are now in Shibuya, and currently there's a typhoon coming up, which is number 13. And outside of Japan, I heard it's not a thing here, but outside of Japan it's called Shanshan, which is quite funny.
Nah, I don't think he called typhoon's name in Japan, but yeah, somebody from outside of the country must have named it.
Well, I know that we have the tradition of naming weather phenomena like typhoons or hurricanes or just big storms or something like that. Yes. So maybe they're applying it here as well. But essentially, this is the, what was it again, number 13?
13, yes.
So we had 2 big typhoons recently, and you might have seen a little bit about it in the news. There was the big one, I think 10 or 11, which was going over western Japan, especially Hiroshima and some other prefectures over there. And around 200 people died in like a lot of floods, mudslides. There was like constant rain for a really long time. And after that followed a heat wave. Then we had another coming in named Jongdari, which probably was number 12.
Yes.
So it was actually not hitting Tokyo that much, more Nagoya and also the western part of Japan again. And this time the western part of Japan is a little bit more lucky, but actually this time it's going to hit Tokyo quite hard, as I heard. So for Wednesday and Thursday, we're expecting wind speeds up to like 90 to 100 kilometers per hour.
Yes.
Strong winds, strong rain. There's a lot happening, I guess. But as always, in Tokyo, usually you should be fine, right? What is like the consequence here in Tokyo when there's a typhoon?
Well, there's a risk of flood, and also like you might have a lot of like signs falling down the streets too. So like maybe like Shibuya should be okay, but when you go like when you go outside of Tokyo or when you go to the old areas, like there are a lot of like old houses and stuff, so you have to be very careful about it too. So
the only thing you should be careful about is when you walk outside, something might fly around and hit you on the head or something like that. I think that's like the major thing here, especially in Tokyo, where the houses and so on, the buildings are not so much affected compared to maybe the countryside where you have mudslides and all that stuff going on and roads being blocked. All of that stuff doesn't happen here. What happens here is that your train is going to be delayed, your bus or stopped completely. So good idea. It's a good idea if you can work from home. I know it's not very common yet, or if you have the chance, go home early. I think the strongest time should be on Wednesday evening. So if you have the chance to go home early in the afternoon to avoid also the rush hour, because there will be trains that will not run, or trains that will be skipped, so the trains will be super soul-crushingly full. So yeah, if you have a chance to skip that, probably your boss and Japanese colleagues will tell you about this. And
alternatively, I think it's a good idea to find a good cafe or a good cafe, internet cafe to stay until things settle down too. So there are a lot of things in Shibuya, like in other areas too. So like try to find good and like cheap, or at least like good internet cafes with sufficient equipment, like utilities and stuff. So
that's true. Yeah, maybe rather work from there, close to your home, or just stay inside. That's the safest place to be, at least in Tokyo. If you are somewhere else in Japan, probably in the north, it's going to be hitting a little bit harder in the countryside. So the typhoon is going to strafe up the eastern side of Japan this time, up to the north to Tohoku and so on. So if you're in this region, please stay safe as well. Maybe stay inside. If your house is not that sturdy, maybe consider going to like a safe place. Like there's always designated areas where you can go, places that are built out of concrete, like hospitals and schools and so on. If you're in doubt, ask your local koban, and otherwise just bring an umbrella and you should be fine, right?
Stay focused. I mean, like your phone might give you some information if it's like really urgent, or like your phone might ring, you know, sometime like
Right.
with the emergency alerts and stuff. So yeah, like stay kind of, you know, alert with that kind of thing too.
That's true. That's true. So, anything to add concerning this typhoon?
Not too much, but I think, you know, it's actually, it would be very interesting to, you know, explore the options, you know, for the time when you miss the train or when you train
Right.
stops. So, you know, each internet cafe has different amenity and also different
Right.
service too.
Yeah.
So,
So
you know, like
yeah.
taking things as a positive, you know, opportunity. I think it's
Right.
actually, you know, it might be a good chance, a rare chance for you to actually, you know, go out and just like, you know, visit there too. So
Right. So what he's talking about is essentially if you are trapped in Tokyo, right? For example, you came in, but now your train service is stopped, and now you can't go back. It's better to research beforehand, like where can you go? Is there like an internet cafe, as you said, where you can stay? Is there maybe a hotel? Maybe some love hotel.
Yes.
There are also reasonable places to stay for the night if you can't go back. And then usually the next day or like late in the evening, the train will resume running. But it's a good idea to research these kind of options so you're not stranded and have to stay the night and maybe in a train station or something like that.
usually
that
in
would suck
Tokyo,
a
I
lot.
don't think like typhoon will stay for a long
Yeah.
time. So just to like, you know, avoid the peak time when, you know, the typhoon is hitting, I think, you
Right.
know, like finding a place like for like short period of time, I think it should be okay.
That's true.
So.
That's true. Yeah, better prepared. Maybe buy yourself like an extra liter of water or two. Maybe a can of tuna, so you're also on the food side a little bit prepared. But usually that's not really necessary. My credo is like usually in Tokyo, if there's a typhoon, nothing will happen. That's usually what happens, at least for me. But I'm also living in the center of Tokyo and working kind of central, so yeah, I'm not really in a big. I don't have a big problem if there's actually something happening, right?
Let's see how it's going to be this time too.
Let's see how it goes, and maybe we'll update you if there's anything new in the situation. Anything else you want to add?
I think this should be okay.
All right, guys, stay safe. I'm gonna close with some words of my favorite weatherman, Frankie. You'll see a quick video of how he's describing this typhoon. Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
This is Frankie McDowell, my own team station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Typhoon Shanshan is now headed towards Japan on Thursday, August the 9th, 2018. It's going to bring up to 50 plus millimeters of rain, especially in Tokyo, Japan, and the coastal areas of Japan. It's going to bring a lot of rain. Winds are going to be very strong. That's going to cause a lot of damage. There'll be mudslides and landslides and
I need to check like which.
This is number. I think the name is Shanshan.
There's no
Shanshan.
name. There's no
There
name.
is. There totally is.
All right, Typhoon
Wait.
13. Got it. Typhoon 13.
Hold on. I swear, there's a name. Shanshan.
Okay.
Typhoon.
I don't think they do it in Japan. I think they like somebody outside of Japan name it.